Hi, I'm Dr. Debbi Kooyman with LiveYourLifeFully.com, and I'm talking to you a little bit today about mindfulness. And if you happen to watch my other two videos, in the first video I talked about what mindfulness is, and in the second video I talked about the importance of mindfulness, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about how to be mindful. So in case you didn't watch those videos, or just for a recap, mindfulness is choosing to pay attention on purpose in the present moment in a non-judgmental way. And the reason that mindfulness is so important is because we need to be able to be aware of what's going on inside of our own beings and what's going on inside of the environment and how those two are interacting to influence, impact, affect us in order for us to understand ourselves and in order for us to make good decisions just overall in our lives. So now people may be wondering, you may be wondering, okay, again, that all sounds wonderful and good. How do I do this mindfulness thing? How do I be mindful? And it's something that's really pretty simple. But if you grew up or you've grown up in a Western culture, this isn't something that has been a big part of our culture. It's not something that we've really been taught to do. So for those of us who have been trained, like myself, to be mindless, even though it's a very simple thing, it actually can be quite difficult for us to train our minds to be mindful. And it really is about training our mind. It's not actually a muscle, but it kind of works like a muscle where there's definitely potential within the muscle, but in order for us to get it strong, we have to exercise it. And the more we exercise it, the stronger it gets. So it's the same with mindfulness. It's important to do mindful practice, and as you are mindful, that mindfulness muscle, so to speak, strengthens, and then it's easier for you to be mindful. So if we go back to the definition, mindfulness is making a choice to pay attention on purpose in the present moment non-judgmentally. The first step in being mindful is making a choice. That I'm going to make a choice to focus my attention right now on what is happening in the present moment. And the second part of paying attention in the present moment, what that means is I'm paying attention, again, to what is happening right in this moment. And really the possibilities are endless for what we can pay attention to, what we can be mindful to. And I'll probably do some more videos with some examples of mindfulness and different ideas for you, different things you can do. So let me just give you some examples. I could be mindful to, let's start with the body. So if I wanted to be mindful to my body, what I could do just simply is sit here and say, okay, I'm making a choice to pay attention right now to what's going on in my body. And remember, the third part of mindfulness is non-judgmentally. So I'm going to make a choice right now to pay attention to what's going on in my body and to not judge. I'm not going to say, ooh, good, ooh, bad, that feels good, that doesn't feel good, I like that, I don't like that. I'm just going to notice. So what I might do, what you might do, is just sitting here right now, make a choice. I'm going to pay attention to what's going on in my body and then just scan through your body. You can start from your head, go down to your feet. You can start from your feet, go to your head, and just notice. Just say, okay, let me just notice what's happening in my body. So it might be, and you can also pay attention to like your body's interaction with the environment. So right now, the first things that I noticed were I can feel my feet on the ground. So right now, my feet are resting on the ground. I can feel them on the ground, and I can feel my back up against the couch. I can feel the connection and the pressure that my back is putting on the couch, and those two spots are the things right now that I'm most aware of. And as I'm thinking about it, oh, I just noticed I have some tension right here in this spot in my shoulder. And oh, I just noticed I have just kind of I don't even know how to describe it, but I can feel something right here on my face. And oh, I just noticed that my elbow is rubbing against the pillow. So that's being mindful, is I just noticed what I'm experiencing. And those were mostly external things, but I might notice internal stuff like, oh, my stomach is upset, or my stomach is tense, or, you know, I'm feeling tingling. There's all sorts of things we can notice. So that's kind of what we could do with our body. With outside of ourselves, again, the possibilities are endless. One really kind of quick, easy thing to do is while you're sitting here right now, just look at something anywhere in the room and just make a conscious decision that I'm going to notice and observe that thing, whatever it is, right now in the present moment, and just notice without judging what it is. So I'll just do this because it's easy because it's right next to me. So if I wanted to be mindful to the bear, which is part of my environment, and I'll do a video that explains this a little bit more. But what I like to do when I'm paying attention to something outside of me is to go through my senses. So I won't do all of that right now with this, but you'd walk through like, okay, so what does the bear look like? And just describe what you see in the bear in much detail as you can. And again, just noticing without judging. What does he look like? What does he feel like on my skin? My bear happens to be super, super soft. So he's really soft. And, you know, there's obviously little individual fibers, so I could notice those individual fibers. I could look at them, see the different textures. Again, feel what that feels like on my fingers. Sound. He doesn't make a ton of sound really, but if I tap on his little eyes, they make some sound. With him, I'm probably not going to smell him or taste him, but you could do that if that was appropriate. So again, it's really just paying attention. If I wanted to pay attention to other stuff in the environment, it might be just noticing, where am I in the present moment? Right now, I'm in my office. I'm in my office. I'm in Santa Ana. It's quiet. It's, you know, a comfortable temperature. At the moment, nothing's happening really in my office. So my clock's ticking, my fountain is running, and I'm talking and doing a video. There's nobody else in here. There's nobody I'm interacting with. It's very still in the office. And then if I want to pay attention to, oh, how is that impacting me? Like, you know, I'm in this office. I'm comfortable here. It's very still and quiet. So, you know, I'm probably calmer, although the videos do bring me a little anxiety, so that might be, you know, the tension here in my shoulders. There's a little bit of anxiety along with excitement about doing the video and talking. I love mindfulness, so it's exciting to talk about that and share that with you too. But there's not a lot going on in the environment, between the environment and me, aside from it's calm, and so it kind of has a calming present on me. But that hopefully gives you kind of a little bit of an idea of how to be mindful. Again, it's really just picking, you can pick anything to be mindful to. And again, it's making that choice of, let me pick something right now and make a choice to be intentionally, purposefully, pay attention to that thing and just notice it. Describe again what, you know, scan through your body, look at the environment, notice what's going on. I'll do a video on this later too. It's much easier to be mindful, especially when we're just learning it when it's calm. It gets a little bit trickier when we're activated. Let's say we have an emotional experience and our emotions are really heightened. It's a little bit harder for us to choose to pay attention because a lot of times we want to run away from that kind of stuff. So what I encourage people to do, what I have people do when I'm teaching them mindfulness, and what I did myself, is when you're first learning mindfulness, pick easy stuff like an object in the room or scanning through your body when things are kind of calm, because that'll be easier to practice mindfulness. And like I said earlier, it's really like a muscle. So it's something that if you want to get good at being mindful, it's something you need to practice. And so what I'll have people do is, you know, once a day, try to just pick something outside of yourself or something easy in yourself to be mindful to. So, you know, pick an object in the house, spend a few minutes just being mindful to that, and then kind of expanding and practicing it, and then eventually it gets to a point where the muscle kind of just kicks in and you notice that you're noticing things more often. So mindfulness, super, super important, super, super helpful. Hopefully this has helped you to get a better sense of, again, what mindfulness is, why this is so important, and a little bit of guidance on how you can be mindful. And then I'll do some more specific videos to kind of walk you through and give you some more detailed examples of how to be mindful. So keep watching, and thank you so much for being with me today and watching. And of course, as always, if you have any comments, please feel free to comment on YouTube below, or you can send me a direct email at drkooyman@liveyourlifefully.com. Thanks so much.